You've got to relax first of all. Complete relaxation. When you meditate, you're actually altering your state of consciousness. From the silence that you have created in your mind, you're listening. And you may be, it's very hard to describe because nobody else would hear this word, but you hear it. A good example is the word obstetrics. Well, I didn't know what that meant. Oh, obstetrics. I thought that it sounded a medical word, but I didn't know what it was. So I just listened, and of course you're relaxing on a table, you've got a pencil in your hand. And then with this particular one, obstetrics state and postulate the time of birth, and so deliverance as such. And I think, wow, this is really something. This is going somewhere. So you wait. If there's a break, you wake. Postulate the time of birth, and so deliverance as such is predetermined by the flux and fusion of intrinsic modes that man's confusion cannot comprehend. Without conceptual understanding of the source of all, the hymenating mind of man will never see the spring of all creation dawn. And so he slumbers through the seasons, never seeing all the reasons why. Now, when I wrote that, I was just gobsmacked. It's incredible. And this is how it happens. Sometimes it will shut off, and maybe because I've been disturbed, and you have to sort of go over it again. And I'm talking, I'm asking. It's as if I'm talking to somebody and somebody's talking to me. It's like an invisible conversation. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful process. You're just floating in space. And it is just a sort of wonderful, wonderful process. But you can't always get there, not quickly. And then other times, you're there. You just relax, sit down in a chair and go, whew, and it's there, you're just ready to go. It's just a magical process. You're listening to the voice you're speaking to. Now who it is or what it is, I can't tell you. I have a pencil in my hand, usually a very soft pencil, so the lightest touch on a paper will leave a mark. And then I ask questions. Please help me with whatever. And you just wait. I mean, it's a waiting game. And then you can be startled suddenly, because it will suddenly start. The voice, now don't ask me what the voice is like, because people do, and you can't describe it. But it is a voice. I hear words I've never heard before. Now, they could be foreign words. Sometimes they are. But if they're not, I have to write them down phonetically, because you're piecing together all these words. Because when you're writing at that state of consciousness, you're just writing a stream of words. And that's the exciting thing. When you come to your normal senses, and then you start to read what you've written, you realize there's a line structure. And that is really exciting, that, because you're building a poem. And there's this rhyming, you don't know where it's going to come or what the word is that it's rhyming, because you haven't written it before. It's just a magical experience. When you read it afterwards, very often you don't know where it's going to rhyme, and suddenly a word that you've written down here, you realise how it's been constructed. It is just an amazing process. It drains me in a way that it's very emotional. It's very emotional. When I read what I've written afterwards, gosh, sometimes the emotion just wells up, flows over in tears. I know, it's just, I didn't intend to do this during this interview, but I mean, I can't help it. It's just emotion, pure emotion. People started to say, look, it's time you shared these with other people. You must think of printing them. Well, the Newfields writings turned out to be very successful because people were buying them, coming back for book 2, and so it went on. So far, we've published 130 poems in 2 volumes, and there's more to come. Meditate on the magic of the imagination. Imagery of opulence and insanity is foretold ad infinitum. Arrest the lying tongue and stifle the grunts of those who feign fatigue. Listen to me and look forward. The labourers of love for humanity, having their command sufficient of everything for the fulfilment of peace on earth. The enveloping mist of wonderment surrounds all. The cool breeze of enlightenment awaits. The betterment of both mind and soul is exemplified by those who perceive the prevalence of divine power working within. Paramount in the minds of most is a prevailing urge to accomplish. Unite the forces. Eloquence perceiveth not, and grooming enhances only the coat. Engendered talk is lost in airy space, and feebleness betrays the wasting mind. Mistrust the tools of comfort strewn around. Cast a care amidst a milling throng. Discourage subterfuge, amend the ways of enigmatic man. As the trees breathe the air upon this earth whereon we walk, whosoever seeks the truth, the same shall know by whose word it is. Beguile not the guiding light, and know the flame belongs to destiny foretold. Who has the power to flux and wane amidst the ray of burning truth? Apothecary of prophecy and policy of what should be. Assemble all the shards and mount aloft for all to see. Manifesto of the mind. Indescribable depths of wisdom await. Focus attention increasingly beyond the bounds of reason, unequivocally bear witness. Introspection, inasmuch as vision is leisure to the mighty soul. Leave unopened volumes of the past, meniscus of the mind. The shifting sand of time has left bewilderment and space bereft, unfit for either you or I until the morrow's morning tide. With ebbing flow the footprints go, and leave anew the rippling score for those to read and sing aloud the joy of life eternal. Bespoken truth is token proof. Antagonistic, modernistic murals of the mind. Illusions last until you find your sensibility. Anachronism changes much. Much is such you cannot touch. Illuminary inference enacted, unaccountably controlling and extolling all. Never falter, never flag. Persist without thought of winsome gain. Never waste or while away the dues thus got. Be mindful of the needs of those in pain. Displeasure drowns the cry of weary souls now drained of hope. Arise, enigma of the elements, and show them how to cope. Right, tangled and entwined, spangled and enshrined, ornamented from within, thus protected from all sin, cinnabar and blossom scented, absolute from root to fruit, betwixt the earth and heaven yield, the temple bar and trespass shield, The rudiments reiterate and designate. Marauding thoughts keep out and keep the visor closed to visionary onslaught of the sort that agitate the senses. Listen softly towards the threshold of the dawn. Crystallize and metamorphosize your thoughts at sunrise. The nets of men like sieves, they trawl the ocean deep, but spiders' webs they trawl the night when we're asleep, and catch the essence on their threads. But beads of light soon vanish as the morning treads her way into the day anew. Cast not your nets into the deep, just lay them out beneath the stars to catch the gems that grow from where we do not know, but should, fathoms of the firmament that feed the soul and leave the shoals of silver. Spiritual wisdom emanates from the Godhead. Principalities associated with ascent. All roots are divided, all divisions many-sided, each side Genesis. The unfolding of life on earth is a mere reflection of the expectation amassed beyond the further regions of outer consciousness, abounding in serene tranquility. The welfare state is the farewell state, but to fare thee well at the well of health, draw not water only for thyself, for the self should thirst to quench the thirst of others. Give to those in need, and to those who do receive is given a choice. Therein lies the test. For those who drink with self-regard can never have enough. Their thirst remains, but those who sip will know the moistened lip will leave them wealth to give, and health to live for others at the wellhead waiting. Writing, floating, flotsam, jetsam. Write it down before you forget some. The waters of the ether carry the debris of an age, the debris of man's thoughtlessness and the thoughtfulness. The mind of the planet is clogged and stifled. The safe box has been rifled by scientists and separatists. Now oversaturated solutions crystallize, and crystals of purity are growing in our midst. The crystal intelligence is present throughout. Obstetric state and postulate. The time of birth, and so deliverance as such, is predetermined by the flux and fusion of intrinsic modes that man's confusion cannot comprehend. Without conceptual understanding of the very source of all, the hibernating mind of man will never see the spring of all creation dawn. And so he slumbers through the seasons, never seeing all the reasons why. The drying ink upon the page is but the vestige of the pen. The pen in your right hand you hold is naught without its nib of gold, for through the nib there flows the word. Your deeds are like the writing left upon the page of life, indelible. Your body is a pen that writes, your right hand is your mind, but through your heart shall flow the ink, the words you speak, the thoughts you think. Repeat with certainty. To excel is to exceed expectation. To expect excellence is genius. Leap beyond the bounds of limitation. Your agility is the desire to do. Ability will follow in the wake of what's done. The image of completion is the seed of success. The misty realms that distance the dawning, the clear penetrating vision of early morning. Exercise your mind while limbs gain their strength. Crystal clear before it fades, catch before the consciousness of day pervades, teased by what has slipped her grasp. A barking dog sends ripples through the night. The word spreads like raindrops on a pool. The farmsteads round about all do the same. If you can register a thought synchronized to the receptivity of need, you have implanted a seed. The tenable portion of a transaction need only be a vibration. See how bright the secrets are of darkness hidden now revealed. You are born to testify of the light. By the grace of light you see, and as the light's intensity increases, so your seeing deems ability to know. You are the first person singular. I am the light. Children pretend. Businessmen try to comprehend. The young mother suckles and nurtures the future. She holds within her arms the mother of tomorrow. But what is tomorrow in an embryonic world? We are all living cells of planet Earth, multiplying and dying, laughing and crying, one organism of the universe, the health of which depends on each individual cell. Man's inhumanity to man is a disruptive force within the whole. It erodes the cohesive nature of brotherhood. Separatism is the first stage of fragmentation. The cracks of fatigue will run their course. The physicians of God inject the globe with spiritual essence, and antibodies breed and feed on anything but nature's creed of love. Naught is wrought without a thought, the kind of which the mind doth picture for. Imagination has no bounds. What talents lie within are yours. The tools of trade of mighty men within the minds of everyone lie locked away through ignorance and fear. And gross misuse and self-abuse can blunt their usefulness before their purpose is made clear. Imagination is the glass retort wherein the substances of thought are fused by fire away from atmospheres that kindle doubt, and smouldering in the midst of you and I, the like of which is charcoal in the brazier's hearth. The urge to do, to build, to make, is oxygen that in the bellows waits. The lungs of will can take their fill. The drawing ink upon the page is but the vestige of the pen. The pen in your right hand you hold is naught without its nib of gold, for through the nib there flows the word. Your deeds are like the writing left upon the page of life, indelible. Your body is the pen that writes, your right hand is your mind, but through your heart should flow the ink, the words you speak, the thoughts you think. Changing the response of the world by accepting responsibility for change. Dancing shoes are for dancing in, prancing in, romancing in, even taking chances in. Your feet feel much lighter and seldom keep still, for the shoes have a purpose your feet want to fill. So take off your frowning head, scowling head, growling head, put on your smiling head, smile if you will. Is that it? Whew.